Most black people living in the United States are actually part white and therefore more likely to be lighter skinned than a black person who is actually from Africa.
Let's do an experiment. What nationality or ethnicity are the colorism YouTubers? Are they American? Or are they from a place where most people are dark-skinned? Do they seem to be okay with Black America's traditional image? Or would they rather America look like something it's not? And why would they want it to look like this if this is not the reality of Black America? Light skins and biracials. There's a distinction between light-skinned people and biracial people, even though both have light skin. Light-skinned people usually have a recessive gene for a lighter phenotype present in them when they're born. Light-skinned biracial people are biracial. Colorism activists have deliberately grouped us together, which changed the meaning of the word, which is changing language to fit an agenda, which was addressed earlier, isn't it? And do you remember the proximity rule with BPDs? Light-skinned people are the closest out of everyone to dark-skinned people because they're also fully black. Most of the time, they're your child or your sibling. So think about how they're treated. They're also an extreme minority of the population. Coming out light-skinned in a non-mixed, all-black family, that's rare. So how about the vulnerability rule with narcissists? Or in other words, their propensity to go after soft targets. Is this light-skinned group protected by anybody? Or has it been entertaining to watch them be abused? Kind of like that one white guy that works at that all-black job. If he's not a wigger, he's getting abused usually, right? And it's totally acceptable and he can't say anything because he's outnumbered. Have light-skinned people talked about any of this online? Few have. Can you find it? Can you find anything on colorism that isn't one-sided on the first 15 pages of Google search? That's a little weird, isn't it? I can't think of any idea or publication that isn't challenged, but here we are. So what does that leave us with? Articles and studies and story time videos about this horrible light-skinned minority group with no allies who are terrorizing the majority. Remember, with the narcissist, everything they do, they say you do. Look, light-skinned people are canceled, not my words. That's another way of saying you've been exiled from the black community. And everyone's just watching. Kind of like they always have. Light-skinned people will be extinct in 10 years. And that wouldn't really matter to me if having black babies wasn't a game of skin color roulette. So that means light-skinned people will always be born, seemingly into a life of exclusion and prejudice. So how will this colorism movement progress? Most other movements like this, they end up killing the targeted group. Look at history. But this is 2019, so remember, some narcissists may not physically kill you, but they'll end your life in other ways. By damaging your reputation, ruining your income opportunities, your social standing, and overall your livelihood. So you decide if this movement is about mere pettiness and jealousy versus an effort to extinguish you. Black men. Keep in mind how powerful black women are at the moment. They're the most educated group and they have immense support from the government. The government gives the black woman incentives to get her education. And there are currently a plethora of educational and business starting programs and grants for black women and immigrants specifically. And if you're a black woman immigrant, you're Gucci. Black women, specifically this narcissistic type of black woman, will never acknowledge all of her privilege. She'll use this to bully black men. What do narcissists with power do? They bully those they feel they can bully. So remember, these types of personalities like to disrupt, so they never have a solution to what they're saying their problem is. Their solution is domination, control, and power over the person or the situation. So a note to anyone targeted. Focus on the personality, not what these people are. So again, not dark-skinned black women or anyone else. The only recourse anyone has against these personality types is to expose them so that the general public may also recognize them and you'll have less of a chance of them ruining your life. Gather evidence of their abuse, but remember, do it safely. So, with that said, I want to thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time in another video.